A Vatican group dedicated to defending human life gathered in Rome earlier this week for its General Assembly. A news conference today highlighted the gathering. Participants, primarily from the academic field, took part in the two-day workshop. The primary focus was emerging technologies and how they can be used for the common good. We go now to Professor Roger Strand from the University of Bergen in Norway, who took part in the workshop. Professor, thank you so much for joining us. If you don't mind, can you tell us more about the General Assembly? How did it go? And also, what were some of the highlights?
Sure. Thank you for asking. So we've had two magnificent days here with the Pontifical Academy, with world-class scientists as speakers, with the reflections on the ethics of biotechnology and other technologies by the academicians, and also with invited speakers as myself, who work more on the ethics and societal aspects of science and technology. I guess the highlight is that we see there is a need for a very broad dialogue about what are the ethical issues of these new technologies that are coming from all angles into our lives.
And I know during the news conference, you spoke about the spiritual dimension to medicine and health science. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things we can do in academia and in science in general. I will say something very simple first. So these technologies that we're having now, the cell phones, the apps, everything that we have of that sort, do these things make us more or less superficial? How do they shape our children towards greater spiritual depth or more superficiality? I don't know. But if I can make one more example, I worked a lot with cancer scientists. And of course, cancer doctors, they know that towards, let's say, if you have an incurable cancer, there are a lot of things that are important more than physical pain and survival. It's also how to fulfill the spiritual part of, say, the end of your life. And I think that the doctors know, but the science doesn't always get to count these things. I think we could progress a lot of this and include it into the shaping of the technology itself.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. And we also understand, before I let you go, that the Holy Father also met with the conference attendees. What did he say to you all? What was his message?
Yeah, his presence is, of course, overwhelming by itself. But again, there was he gave a speech where he talked about the need for, in everything that we do, that we take special care of the vulnerable, and that we always remember them, which is not easy when we're talking about technologies that are developing mostly in the global north, we could say, yeah? And for the needs and concerns of the richer part of society. I think that the Pope always shows a great care for those in the other parts of the world and who are also in the global north, who are more vulnerable. And he called for this, that we all have to go together and share our knowledge with each other across the sciences, across different, domains of life. I think this is hugely important and impactful.
Well, Professor Strand, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today about all this. It was very informative, and we appreciate it. God bless you.